So, over the last 7 days, I've been looking after my friend's cat. And that's not slang for anything. He went on holiday with his partner and he asked me to cat sit for him. So I had the luxury of being in a house, lovely, lovely home, new home that they've moved into. And yeah, it was like a little holiday for me. So I picked up on something after the 7 days that I've been there, and I thought it's worthwhile talking about. Might be able to take some wisdom from it, but more of just an observation on the little journey that I'm on. So I got there on day one and got there in the evening, greeted the cat, and I had all the luxuries that you need. A toilet, a fridge full of food, and I brought my own food as well. All the TV channels that I could ask for, despite not watching TV, but I could watch it if I wanted to. A shower when I wanted to, a washing machine, a tumble dryer. It was all there, the whole package. And I lapped it up. It was fantastic. Usually when I sleep in a house or even in the van, I sleep on the floor, and that's a discussion for another day. But I enjoy sleeping on the floor on a flat surface. It's a lot better for my back from the training that I do. But I decided, you know what, there's a bed there, a nice comfy bed with some of the most comfy pillows I could ask for. I'm going to make the most of it. Had a really good night's sleep, headed to work in the morning, came back, and yeah, went to set up again for the second night. Now, upon the second night, I realised that I felt an urge to go back into the van. And that sounds like something someone would say if they've lived in their van for 20 years, never lived in brick and mortars or in a home, and have completely readjusted the way they experience living. But that's not the case for me. I've lived in a van part-time for over a month now, so I'm still a newbie. But there was this sense of, okay, I'm done with this comfy bed. I want to go back in the van and sleep on my blow-up mattress and a yoga mat. But I thought, no, just sleep in the bed. It's a little holiday, make the most of it. By about day 4, the urge to go back into the van intensified. So I thought, I'm going to sit down and think about this. There's more to it. By the 7th day, which is today, I've left now, I realised something about the 7 nights that I stayed there. And of those 7 nights, I ate good food, I showered when I wanted to, washed my clothes when I wanted to. I even sat down and watched some Outdoor Boys on YouTube. But I couldn't tell you which order I did it. I couldn't tell you what I ate on a particular night. I ate lots of pizza. I think I had 5 or 6 pizzas over the course of a week. Because unfortunately, I'm very disciplined when it's not there. But then if it's there, it's getting eaten. And I realised that I couldn't break down anything in order of that week. And I suppose not everyone has to break down the week. It's not like you have to remember what you consumed on a particular day in order to realise or make the most of life. But on the flip side, in the month that I've been in the van, limited experience, I must say, I can remember every place where I've stayed. I can remember what I consumed that evening, whether it be what I ate, what I watched. I can kind of remember what I was thinking about. I can definitely remember what the weather was like, and I can definitely remember where I went to the toilet. So what being in the van does makes me become extremely present. aware of my surroundings, aware of where I am and what I'm doing. And I suppose in life, the goal is to make yourself as comfortable as possible. Make it so we work in this sort of autopilot manner where if you want something, I don't need to think about it, I just go and get it. But for me, what that does, it eliminates any sort of thinking, any sort of survival instincts. And sometimes when I speak it like this, it sounds like I'm actively trying to make my life harder than what it is. And it really isn't. I'm trying to simplify my life and I'm trying to be present. And sometimes in making things too comfortable for myself, I'm not present. I'm on autopilot. And I liken it to the way when you drive to work, you drive the same way every single day, and nothing changes between the drive on a Monday to the drive on the Wednesday. You might put maps on, even though you know where you're going, but you want to see what the traffic's like. You see the same people, you might see the same person riding his bike at the same time, and nothing changes the Tuesday morning to the Friday morning to the Wednesday morning 6 weeks later. And for me, when that happens, that's when time is lost. And it's not to say that staying in the house had no perks. I got some good night's sleep. I was able to sleep in a bed. I felt very secure and I was able to do a favour for my friend. So it's a win-win. Certainly wasn't in vain. But I suppose resistance, as it were, I don't like using struggle because I feel like struggle gets lost in context. Adversity, whatever you want to call it, that's what makes growth and that's what creates memories. I've always likened from my years of gym training in the gym, lifting weights, runs so many parallels to growing as a person in life. It's called resistance training because you have to lift things which you're resisting. You add weight and that's what builds growth. That's what builds the muscles. If you don't have that resistance or that weight, you don't grow. It's as simple as that. And the more resistance you put on, the more your muscles grow. And in life, again, not to be saying that you should make life as difficult as possible, but when you've got no resistance because you've tried to create a life of comfort, and I'm not shooting anyone down and saying that people have made their lives too comfortable. I feel like with certain innovations and technology, we're being forced into comfort. Like that's just the standard. And for me, it's not necessarily 7 days lost. As I said, none of it was in vain because I was able to have a very comfortable time and help out my friend and have cuddles with the cat at night. But it's 7 days, which I can't really remember. And people will do that over 7 months. People will do that over 7 years. There's a lot of people I'm talking to now and they're saying, I can't believe it's August and it was only January. But maybe life has just been too much on autopilot because we create a life where we want things to be as comfortable as possible. And I personally believe my life, in order for me to grow, I need that resistance, not struggle, not pain, just some sort of resistance to become present. So all in all, very nice time. Thank you very much to Tony and Amy for hosting me. Well, giving me the chance to have a little break away from the van. But it just solidified how much I enjoy being in the van because it makes life very present. And I suppose the sign off is not saying sell your house and move into a van. It's never that. It's just these videos for me are more of an observation as I'm growing. And if there's little nuggets of wisdom in there, then fantastic, take it. So, yeah. Thank you very much for checking this one out. And peace.